They've been measuring your blood pressure wrong the whole time, putting you on medications you don't need, causing side effects you don't want, for conditions you don't have. Look, I ain't saying this by myself. I was reading this article this morning and I thought I would share this with you guys. Using the wrong technique in the clinical setting to measure your blood pressure is leading to misdiagnosis. But I'm not just gonna drop that there. I'm gonna take it to the science. Let's take it to JAMA fresh off the press. October 2024, he did a trial where they looked at the outcomes of arm position and blood pressure readings. You might want to stay tuned and see what they found. I've been saying this for a long time, but it's good to have some science to back me up here because it's getting concerning. Y'all, millions of people are on blood pressure medication, so we got to make sure they on them for the right reasons. Now, what were the key points of this study? What is the effect of the common used arm position on the blood pressure compared to the standard recommended position? Meaning they using other variations to check your blood pressure that ain't recommended, ain't standard, and it's wrong. And what does that mean? When they do that, they overestimate your blood pressure. If they got you in there looking like this, legs crossed, chatting it up, cup of coffee in your arm all elevated, what does that mean? According to the guidelines, the way this blood pressure should be checked is with your arm supported on the desk with the mid cuff at the heart level. But still, people are doing it wrong. They got your arm hanging off at the side or resting in your lap. And according to this study, they went in to look and see what the outcomes were. If you had your arm in any other way than standard, what came of that? Well, they showed it. Significantly higher blood pressure, like I said. So what do? We got to have a standard, guys. According to this article, it proves that there has to be a standard. Arm position, size of the cuff, preparing the patient, making sure they're not all discombobulated, making sure they haven't just drank coffee or smoked a cigarette or just ran into the clinic and all hyped up. Training healthcare providers. There has to be a training. And of course, educating the patient so they can catch things when it's wrong. Because putting somebody on a blood pressure medication that they don't need because you measured it wrong can have side effects. Polypharmacy, creating new health concerns. So what are the guidelines for measuring the blood pressure? If I had to go to the source and find out what they want, what are they? That's exactly what I did. Let me tell you the long way and the short way. 1, you got to prepare the patient. 1, have the patient sitting down in a chair, back supported, relaxed. No coffee, no smoking, no exercise 30 minutes before. Empty the bladder. Nobody should be talking. And you shouldn't be putting the cuff on top of their clothes. Use a valid cuff. Make sure their arm is supported. And use the correct size. If the cuff don't fit, you must quit. The first time you do it, take it in both arms. And wait 1 to 2 minutes between each read. Here's some technical stuff. And here's the kicker, use an average. This is something I hardly see done anymore. Take more than 2 readings on more than 2 occasions and create an average for the patient. Then provide that patient with that average, those numbers written down. Looking like correct cuff size, arm supported, mid cuff at arm level, back supported, relaxed, feet on the floor, not crossed. Empty bladder, he not talking, he don't even have a mouth. More than likely his blood pressure will be accurate, but even then they're gonna measure it twice on different occasions, come up with an average, and go from there. So now you know, make sure everybody that's measuring your blood pressure are doing them right. Toodles.